All right, so last week we took off because I didn't watch any of the games. I was traveling. So this is like a 2-week update. So we'll kind of include, well, he can include 2 weeks ago's games and last week's. I will include like the little bit I saw 2 weeks ago and then this week's games. So we're doing this on a Tuesday like we usually do. And because Xander has his own tier for the Bears again, he's got to start.
Wait, what's the problem?
All right, what do you got with the Bears? Same old Bears.
Well, I mean, the Saints game from last week,
Yep.
W.
Wait,
Good
what was
game
the
from
score of that
Swift.
game?
26-14?
I think I was only 1-1. Was that the week before?
No. Yeah, the previous 2 weeks
okay.
before that was 25-24, 25-24. Defense, takeaways, great. Swift, great. Caleb didn't really look good that Saints game. That W's W. Past week, we're back, baby. Lost to Tyler Huntley. I don't know. I don't think Caleb looked terrible. That first drive was really good. I think honestly, I think Caleb looked better than he did the previous 2 weeks. But then we didn't really get a run game going, and then our defense is just, we're getting killed in injuries right now. But we just didn't really play good either. I don't think Huntley did much. Derrick Henry kind of just, well,
Huntley had a couple nice throws.
Yeah.
And he scrambled a good
They just kind of moved the ball easily. That's all it was. Like,
yeah.
They're just, 4 or 5, with Henry. Like, they probably could have just ran with Henry every down and just, yeah. I don't know. We have a non-existent pass rush. Terrible signing with Odeyingbo. Fucking useless. Shamar Turner tore his ACL second play of the game. Robinson got hurt on the kickoff to open the game. So there goes depth at pass rush. And then our pass rush already asked. We're missing 6 corners. Like, I think, like, Nick McLeod tweeted out, what did he tweet out? This dumbass tweeted out some good shit. Like, or some dumb shit about, like, playing good or something. Or, like, I'm doing my job.
He's doing his job.
Sucks with injuries, and then Caleb just... We need to take some more steps. We have, like, I think the third highest... Like... What am I trying to think of? Like, we get to the red zone, we just don't convert.
Oh.
No. Like, we're just not getting touchdowns, so... That has to change. Bad loss. We have Cincinnati coming up, though, so... Hopefully we can get back on track, because we saw how Cincinnati's doing. No, you go straight into number 1 picks, then.
Yeah, you can.
They're going to be there for a while, though. Jets, hey. What are they going to do, man? Is Fields starting this week? He has to. He has to start. Absolute boat race against the Bengals. That was a funny game to watch. The week before that, they played the Panthers. That was the boringest game to watch. 13-6. Yeah, I mean, Breece Hall had a fucking day. Isaiah Davis also looked good. They were just moving the ball against that dog shit Bengals team, and they came out with the W. I don't know how. I genuinely am at a loss for words from that game. That game was funny. I don't think it changes anything. They're still gonna be dog shit. Be surprised if they, get more than 3 wins. But hey, that was good for them. Glad not to be 0-16 or 0-17. Excuse me. Dolphins. What was their game the week before? Oh yeah, the Browns. That might have been one of the worst games ever. And then yeah, they come back this week against the Browns. Like, Tua just looked like absolute dog shit. That was crazy. And then I mean, the Browns didn't have to do anything, so they just takeaways and then just ran the ball, held them to 6. Like, they looked awful. And then just total flip flop to this week. They had their way with the Falcons. The Falcons might be one of the most inconsistent teams in the league.
Yep.
They have their highs, and boy, do they have their lows. I mean, Tua looked fine. Waddle had a great day.
No, Tua looked good.
Yeah.
Tua had nearly a perfect game.
Waddle had a great day. Waddle was, not Waddle, A-Chain, catching every swing pass out of the backfield. W. I don't know, man. This dumpster fire is just a spectacle. I think they're going to be, they might be just like the Falcons. You're going to see highs, and then, boy, the games they lose are going to be something. And then the Titans, they're the Titans. Nothing really good. Thought the firing would maybe light it up inside them, but back-to-back weeks, just kind of getting manhandled. So they're a bad team. I think I could honestly think I think it'd be the Titans getting the #1 pick. I think the Jets can muster out another win or two. This Titans team is just they're so bad.
Not wrong.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, #1 pick contention. I think we're both pretty similar in what we think between the worst three teams. I think the Jets are still the worst team. I don't know how they won that game. It just comes back to that Bengals defense probably being the worst defense in the league. Trey is like their only piece. And their offense just kind of they have to just outscore opponents, and if you can't outscore the Jets offense, like that's an issue. I'm keeping this Bengals in #1 pick contention, keeping the Jets down in #1 pick contention because I think they're the two worst teams. I think this Tennessee team is also really bad, keeping them very few positives with this team. They got manhandled last week by the Colts. Couldn't stop JT. They couldn't even slow JT down, let alone stop him. Horrible team. Dolphins, the final team in this #1 pick contention. Yeah, I'm not moving anything with this tier. The one thing is, I think I'll probably switch Cincy and Tennessee. I think that's like the one. Maybe it should be Tennessee as last. These two are pretty interchangeable, I think. I'm going to keep the Jets just because I at least...
The Jets fought for that win.
Yeah, but then...
The Titans win? Oh my god. We saw miracles happen on the field.
But that's both of them. New York should not have won that game, and Tennessee should not have won their game either.
No, the Jets game was a shootout.
They were down 2 touchdowns with like 4 minutes to go.
They were... Yeah, but the game was close all game. Like, I'm sitting there, and I said it like the whole time.
The Tennessee game was the same thing. They were only down 2 scores for like the last few minutes of the game.
They were like, stop bringing up this game. I'm like, bro, I think the Jets can win this game. And what did they do? They came out and won.
Meat rider.
Okay. Got a big meat.
I think it's kind of interchangeable, though. If you have the Titans as the worst, I don't see any issue with that. And then Miami. I have no idea. They played an absolute stinker 2 weeks ago, and then last week they played actually good football against I thought was a solid team. I mean, I guess if they're able to play like that against the Falcons, they can't be a #1 pick contention team. They can't be. And I think there's another team who just made a quarterback change that is going to go reaching into that bottom #1 pick contention tier, which is the Saints. I think actually, like, other than Kamara, one of the lone bright spots was Rattler, and I think now Shuck is just going to ruin this team. I think there's zero upside to the Saints team now. Raiders, doesn't matter, Kenny Pickett or Geno. I think they're both equally bad. The difference is Kenny Pickett will just lose you the game without throwing picks by missing throws and underthrowing, and Geno will lose you games by throwing picks and overthrowing. Maybe with Tyler Lockett there, they've got something, but yeah, I don't know. This Brock Bowers back. I don't think they're like a bottom 4 team, but I definitely think that they are a bad team. Cardinals. I don't remember the Cardinals game this week.
They had a bye.
It's because they were on bye. And then the previous week, these are the games that I missed.
Packers.
Shootout with the Packers.
They kept it close.
Yeah, I mean,
as always.
I mean, that's back-to-back weeks of decent shootouts with the Cardinals. They had it with the Colts the previous week, and then they just had it with the Packers. They're just losing. I mean, this team is definitely not good, but they have a few really good pieces. Like, I like McBride. I like Marvin Harrison, even though he's had a few drops. I like Budda Baker. It's just, you have to be way more talented to actually win than this team is all around. And then Cleveland. Oh, Cleveland. The Cleveland game this week was the Pats, where they got stomped, and the previous week was the Dolphins, where they stomped the Dolphins. Like, yeah, I guess they just have to stay in this tier. Yeah, I can't move them up. I think there's a clear, distinct difference between like them and then the 3 teams above them. This team can beat some of the bad teams or like the bad offenses, just stopping them. That's kind of like it. Their offense is going to be putting up a ton of points. I think Dylan Gabriel kind of looks underwhelming. I would almost want, like, if Shadur is healthy, I think I would prefer to see Shadur over watching more Dylan Gabriel. Because I think this offense can actually be okay. Like, I think Judkins is a good running back. I think maybe their receivers aren't great, but they've got a couple tight ends that are really good in Fannin and Njoku. So I like a few of the offensive pieces, but I think Dylan Gabriel is not, at this current moment, in NFL QB. Better than Shuck, but not. But that's about it. Like, if we did QB rankings, he would definitely be in like the bottom 3. Yeah, not the worst for the Browns. What about for you?
Start with the Raiders.
Raiders.
Week before they had, what was it? It was, I don't know if it was a record, but it was like 30 something offensive snaps. Not bad against the Chiefs. That was maybe the
0
saddest game of all
points.
time. And then yeah, would they play this week? Or did they have a bye? Yeah. Goodbye for them. Get Brock Bowers back. Maybe they'll change that offense a little bit, but I don't think so. I don't think Lockett does much either. Just bad quarterbacks, bad line play. Probably a bad team. Hopefully Bowers does good though. Need that for fantasy. Texans. The week before that Monday night game, like, kind of just went how expected. Seahawks kind of just manhandled their line, and it's hard for that Texans offense to really get things going. They had a few good drives, but I don't know. I think it's another one of those things where it's like they have such a great defense, but their offense is so bad that their defense is just on the field too much. Like, you eventually get over it. Happened with the Bears. Happened with the fucking Browns. Like, you can have such a great defense, but if your offense just is not doing much, which it can be, they just don't have a line. It's just never gonna work, and your defense will eventually give out. Like, I don't think it was a terrible game, but Seahawks still had their way. And then this past week,
they played the Niners.
Mac Jones looked Mac Jones looked fucking terrible. It was actually so funny watching this game.
Do you think Mac looked that bad? I think that
Quill
offensive
fucking hates
line
Mac Jones.
is getting just destroyed.
I mean, yeah, the defense definitely had their way in this game. Keeping Christian McCaffrey contained. Hey, playbook to beat the Niners. Don't let McCaffrey beat you. That's literally all you need to do. Defense looked great. Will Anderson's a fucking dog. Woody Marks had a good game. CJ Stroud played good. I forget what that one interception was, but he played good. I don't think they're winning the division with the Colts playing how they are, but maybe they could sneak into a wild card. I just don't know. I think that line just needs to just keep consistently playing better. But I'm going to keep them at bad. They have a chance to move up, though. I think they'll definitely be moving up later on. But right now, I don't think they're that great of a team still. Ravens.
You got to do it.
I'm not moving the Ravens. No. I'll move the Ravens up 1. I'll leave them at 1 for now. Their defense looked great. Their defense played a great game. Could have just been the Bears, maybe. But Wiggins looked like he was getting shit on in that first quarter, second quarter, and then he made some good plays later in the game. Had an interception. Their line was, I don't think the line was really getting pressure. Or if anything, Caleb just kind of scrambled out of it and made plays.
Caleb is really good against
defense,
like a good pass rush. He scrambles out of
Caleb.
A lot.
Caleb's a slippery guy. Defense looked great. Huntley did his job. Derrick Henry didn't fumble, did his job. They get Lamar back. They're definitely about to go on a little streak. I just need to see the streak, and then they'll be moving up. But it's a long road. It's gonna be hard. It's a long road to get back into that playoff contention. Good signs though for them. Saints. I genuinely don't know what they're doing. I don't know why they're benching Rattler. I think that is maybe the worst decision ever. Rattler is not the problem in this team. Rattler's been good most of the year.
Well, He's been
He's been good most of the
passable.
year. He's been good. Yeah, I don't know. That actually caught me so off guard when you said that. Tough game against the Bucks. I mean, the Bucks are the Bucks. Division game. Maybe expect a little more out of them, but I don't know. We'll see. Maybe Shuck comes in and does a job, but like I don't think that fixes the defense or fixes Kamara. Just not really. Kamara's been down this year. Kamara's not
I
had
mean,
a
he's
good
getting
year.
old. I think he's 31 now. No.
Yeah, and then Keandre Torres shit, right?
Kendra. Yeah.
So Kendra. I don't know why we say Keandre.
I know he's 30 only, but he does feel like he's slowing down a little bit.
Rattler has been good, Z. Don't be a dick. But
You're
yeah,
not moving him
I'm gonna
down?
keep him in bad. I'm not gonna move him
Wow.
down. Not until we see what Shuck does, but I think Rattler was the better option. Cardinals, like you said, I mean they're keeping it close. Brissett for a backup did what he had to do, even though I do think he is better than Kyler for the team at the moment. Unfortunate game against the Packers. You got some fucking substitute teacher walking on as a kicker and breaking a franchise record, kicking 61 yards, and then just couldn't get that late stop. I think it came down to was it a final possession? I forget. That was 2 weeks ago.
They had to stop the Packers, and they couldn't stop the Packers.
Yeah. I don't think they're a terrible team. It's just I don't know what Gannon's got going on in that locker room, and then probably gonna have what was Kyler's injury? How long is Kyler out for?
I actually don't know.
Is he back after this bye week?
Current status is he's expected to miss one more game as the Cardinals have a bye in week 8. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. So
Schefter say.
He's officially inactive. No, that's last week.
There's confidence Murray will be prepared to make his return.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Monday
Versus
night.
Dallas.
Yucky. Monday night against Dallas. Yeah. I mean, we'll see how they look. Definitely a good team to come up against if you're on the offense. So, yeah, we'll see after this game. But for now, still just kind of a bad team. Into mediocre. Baltimore moved up. Washington. I'm moving Washington down. This team, I'm so happy to see their downfall. They're so bad. Their defense is ass. JD5 is injury prone. I love to just be a hater. It's so good. McLaurin came back, and I'm pretty sure he got injured again. Pretty sure. I only caught a little bit of this game. Yeah, Commanders. Terry gets bad injury news and lost. Yikes. That's not great. They actually have an injury-prone wide receiver and quarterback. That is tough. Yeah, this is not a good team. I'm so happy to see it. I'm happy to be a hater. They're gonna be bad, especially with all those injuries too. And I don't think JCM's all that. Yeah, fuck Zach Ertz too. Needs to retire. Giants. I share your same sentiment. I'm so sad we couldn't see Dart, Scatabo, and Neighbors all together.
Oh, so good.
Next year's gonna be a movie, but yeah, that was a big loss. That is like the heart and soul of their offense right now. And
Tracy's back.
Tyrone Tracy's back. I'm interested to see what this team's gonna look like going forward. Are they gonna be deflated and kind of just get stomped every week now, or is Dart gonna try and carry the load himself? Maybe Tracy will look good. I hope he does. I'm gonna try and pick him up in fantasy, but yeah, that is a big blow. Big blow to the team. He was scoring touchdowns every week, leading rookies too. Defense still great. I'm also I like Daboll. I don't know why Daboll gets so much. Well, I do know, but like I don't know. I think Daboll's a good coach.
It's literally because of Daniel Jones.
He hasn't really
That's
had
why
much
people
to
look at
work
him bad.
with. I guess.
Like him and the Daniel Jones relationship
too.
was so bad, and
Yeah.
but yeah, I agree. I like Daboll.
I like the Giants though. That tush push shit that happened. Oh, Jesus. That call. Interesting. Other than that, I kind of expected the Eagles to do what they did to him after that last game they had. So can't really put it all too much on the defense, but yeah. Browns. I don't know, man. Miles Garrett knew what he was signing himself up for. That's all I'm saying.
He
5
got
sacks in a
paid.
game, slamming his helmet. What did he say in the post game too? I forgot what he said. But it's just like you know what you were getting yourself into.
He's
I'm
like
gonna
Wolf.
keep him here.
He can't be out there on offense. Can't be scoring goals.
I mean, he could go play tight end, third tight end, triple tight end package.
They would have the best
Um,
tight end core in the league with those three.
Dylan Gabriel is the worst quarterback in the league.
Yeah.
I'll say it. That brother cannot throw a deep ball. I just don't think he's good
Or
either.
a
I
short
think
ball.
Shador needs to start. We need to see what Shador brings because Dylan Gabriel is not the answer.
Yeah.
Judkins, I don't even think had a great game. Yeah. So, game leaders, 1 carry, 31 yards. That was their rushing leader.
Wait, who was it?
Malachi Corey, a wide receiver. I'm
Malachi
probably a jet
Corley.
sweep.
Yeah. That's funny.
So, yeah. I think they're still mediocre, but tough. That is a good Pats team too. Bengals. Like I don't want to move them down, but it's like you need to win all the winnable games you can till Joe Burrow gets here, and we just cannot be losing to the Jets, man. Like that is just insane. Like we're getting outdueled by the Jets. I'm gonna move them down to bad. I'm not gonna go as far as you, but Joe Flacco needs to get it together. I mean, Joe Flacco didn't even have a bad game, but like his defense might be generational.
Dude, that's the problem.
Generationally,
That was a good game by the offense, and they still lost. Like that offense is not going to be able to do that against every team.
I don't know. The offense didn't really get it going in the second half. They slowed down in the second half, but
They
like
did a little bit.
I don't know, man. Like this is just fucking insane. We're just losing to the Jets. I think I saw something. No, never mind. Yeah, I don't know. Big game against the Bears next week, so we'll
Big
see.
game.
We'll see. But this is just not a good team. I don't know if they're gonna make it till Joe Burrow gets back. Vikings. You guys are just fucking generationally poverty. I don't know. This is
Bears Vikings.
you might go down there. I just don't know what's going on. Like you guys are just throwing out a hurt Wentz. You guys are killing this man. KOC might be the worst coach ever. You got rid of Darnold and Dimes. You got rid of Cousins.
Okay, Cousins is ass.
I don't know.
Okay, don't. I'll
Settle
accept
down.
Darnold and Daniel.
You
I will-
remember what he did for
How
you
many-
guys. Relax.
Wait, he started this week. How did he do with the team he started with? We'll get to that. We'll get to
them.
that.
We'll get to that. Don't worry. I mean, you can speak more on it, but like, I just see no hope for this team. You better hope JJ comes out and starts performing. But you got the Lions this week, so I don't think so. Not
Yeah,
moving you
Lions.
down. I think you guys are still just a mediocre team, but yeah. Until we get this quarterback situation figured out, you guys are stuck in poverty.
And or injuries. Darrisaw only played like
Yeah, you have the
6
same-
snaps.
You have the same thing with like Van Ginkel. Like Van Ginkel
Yep.
just
He's
he's like Booker for us. Like this dude's been on IR this whole time, but I thought like he'd be good after week 4. Nope. IR. He's finally back though. I think he is actually gonna be back this week, Austin Booker. Which please God bring us some pass rush. But
Ginkel's questionable,
Yeah.
so we know what that means. He's probably missing another week.
that doesn't help. But I mean still, like is Grenard's playing?
Yeah, Grenard's playing, but I think
Secondary's good.
Van Ginkel was our best.
Player.
He was our
Maybe.
best defensive player last year.
Yeah.
And losing him, Dallas Turner's replacing him, who's still 21, and he. Yeah, I'll talk about it when I get to mine because I've got a few things to talk about that with our team.
Yep. You're good. Go ahead. That was my last team in here.
Mediocre at best. Carolina. I mean, this Carolina team. What was the 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago they played the Jets. Oh yeah, you said that. They played the Jets and they kind of snuck by the Jets. I think is the best way to say it. And then
That's a
they came up.
performance.
They came up against the Bills and they kind of got just mollywopped. I still think this is just the perfect place for the Panthers. I think this offense is taking steps to get better, and I think Rico should be the one. Like Chuba can be like a nice change of pace back or like a third down back or something else, but I think Rico needs to be your number 1 back. But like overall, I think this team has got solid pieces. They're just a little young. They need a little bit more time. I think Andy Dalton is also terrible. Unfortunately, I used to be a big Andy Dalton guy when he was in Cincy. But I think if Bryce can come in and I think it's like a consistency problem with Carolina. I think it comes back to Bryce just not being a consistent QB. And it's kind of the same problem that the Falcons have where they just don't have consistent QB play. I like a few of these teams' defensive pieces, and I like their offense. They're just inconsistent. I'll keep them here because I do think they're better than those bottom 8, but it's not by much. New York, unfortunately, they have to stay here. You said it. If I would have loved to see Dart, Scatterbo, and Neighbors play together. And I think you have to shout out how well Dart's looked this year so far. I think Dart has looked pretty phenomenal, at least for a QB in a, I would say, bottom 15 system. Like, you saw Russ with this team. They had like one game where he looked good, and then he just looked terrible. I think Dart has actually looked really good. Not phenomenal, but I think it's a lot more surprising than, or a lot better than a lot of people expected, including me. But they're staying here. The Scatterbo injury kind of kills them. I think this defense has actually been, you said great. I think it's been like fine. I think it's been okay. It's had a few issues. I think they've got a really good pass rush and a really good run defense, but I think they've struggled a lot in the passing game. Mostly coming down to secondary play. And then the Texans, yeah, I mean, we've said this, I think, for the past 7 weeks that we've done this, where this Texans team has probably one of the best defenses in the league, if not the best. They've got a great QB. They've got, and I think it's actually fair to say that their wide receivers are pretty bad now, especially with Nico injured, because it's Jalen Noel, Jaden Higgins, and who's the other one?
Xavier Hutchinson. I wouldn't say they have a great QB. Let's settle down.
Okay, they had
Stroud's
a potential.
taking his steps back.
Okay.
To his fault.
I don't think it's his fault. But I still think Stroud is great, but he has taken steps back probably because of this offensive line. Their wide receivers have also gotten a lot worse because of injuries. Tank Dell's out, Nico's out. They traded Diggs last offseason. So there is a lot of worry here. I don't think I can move this team up. I think they're still just mediocre, and I think it just comes down to this defense being so good. But you're right. Like, if they're stuck on the field for 45 minutes a game, they're going to let up points. You can't be a perfect defense for that long, playing that many snaps. Washington, I think you're correct. I think they've got to be moved down at this point. This defense is, like, it's massive steps back from last year. More age on a lot of them. Unfortunately, Bobby Wagner is not the man he used to be. They don't have a great pass rush. Their secondary's not very good. And then unless Jaden stays healthy, they're not going to be able to match teams putting points up on their average defense. I do still like Bill. I think JCM is a good running back, but he is not a running back that can just hold the offense on his shoulders like a Saquon or a prime Derrick Henry can. And then injuries to their wide receivers is also just going to hurt them a lot. So I think you're right that you have to move them down. Bears. I'm keeping Bears in missing playoffs. That was a really bad game by the Bears. However, I do think Caleb looked better. And I think it just comes down to their defensive injuries, why they lost this game. Their corners, like, there were so many plays, and this is even with Huntley having, like, a good game. Huntley missed a few passes to some wide open receivers or tight ends. Your secondaries couldn't cover anything. You couldn't get a very good pass rush, and then you couldn't stop Derrick Henry. So the offense was just allowed to do whatever they want. Probably average like 9 yards a play or something like that.
Okay, settle down. We'll say penalties, but can't say that every week, you know?
Yeah.
There were some bad ones again.
But I do think once you get healthy, your defense will perk up a little bit. You said what's his name is finally going to play this week, so that helps you with your pass rush issue.
Austin Booker.
Obviously, your secondary is not going to be as good as it could be because Jalen's done for the year. But I think Tyreek got injured last week, or
yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Kyler back on IR, baby.
Oh yeah, Kyler's now out again.
He played a week and a half or 2 weeks. Like, so, bro, I don't know.
Injuries definitely destroys your defense, and I do think Caleb actually played well. I think he still needs to keep improving, but I think it was a fine game out of him. It was definitely a step forward from the last 2 weeks. And then Swift just stays inconsistent because he doesn't know how to read a line and he runs into his own lineman. But I'm gonna keep him here. I think if they can just get a little healthier, I could maybe move them down, but I'll keep them missing playoffs. Falcons, I think they have to be moved down. I mean, you have to be after that. After getting thrashed by the Miami Dolphins and your defense supposedly being like your strength, but it's not even their defense's fault because they actually had they played 30 offensive snaps. But I mean, it kind of is on your defense because Tua literally threw a perfect game. Tua Tagovailoa in 2025 sort of perfect game. Yeah, I'm moving him down. Kirk is terrible, unfortunately. Washed and old. And then Penix, even when he does come back, this team is still just going to have inconsistent QB play. Baltimore. That's all I needed to see. This is a potential wildcard team. I could see them 100% winning this division now that Lamar is healthy. I never sold the stock on the Ravens. I always knew once they got healthy on defense and once they got Lamar back, I think this team was going to turn it around. They had a very tough schedule at the beginning of the year, and they could have won a couple of those games. But now that they've got Lamar back, or at least I'm pretty sure he's trending towards being back 100%. I think this Ravens team will make the playoffs, and I think they'll be a problem. I don't know if they're ever going to be competing for a Super Bowl with this current team, because I do think that they are, Derrick Henry's definitely not old Derrick Henry, and I think they kind of needed that, because I think Lamar does shoulder a lot, but Lamar could get injured. Dallas. What was the Dallas game 2 weeks ago? Dallas game 2 weeks ago was a
Panthers.
stomp over the
the
Commanders. No, Commanders.
Wait, what? Oh yeah, that was
They beat the Commanders 44-22.
3 weeks ago. Sorry.
No, you're good. And then they had a bad week. And the only thing I see on my Twitter feed is the picture of CD and GP next to each other with the pissed off look on their face. I mean, if this offense isn't putting up 40 points, that defense is not going to be, unless the defense is forcing turnovers, getting picks, forcing fumbles, and they don't really have that fumble forcing capabilities without Micah. I think Dallas is still probably going to be missing the playoffs. They could maybe sneak in as a wild card team, but I think they just have too many glaring issues. They're not a bad team. They're pretty middle of the pack. And then to my Minnesota Vikings, yeah, sucks that Wentz came in and was just getting beat up because of how bad our offensive line play was. I wish Wentz would have had, he hasn't had a good last couple of years, comes to his hometown team, gets to make the starts. He doesn't do bad. We're I think 2-3 in the games that he played. It's not terrible, but it felt like there was a little more that he could have give before he obviously dislocated and tore his labrum. The offense, I think I'm still fine with, except our offensive line. We need to get healthy. Darisaw played limited snaps. He played 9 snaps last week out of our 40 or 50 or something like that, which is unacceptable if we want to win games, considering he's our best offensive player, or most important at least. JJ's been great. Addison's actually played phenomenal the last few weeks. We just need JJ to step in and be a little bit of a game manager right now. Just don't throw picks. Get some first downs. Move the ball. I think the most frustrating part about this team right now is our defense looks so bad, and I think a lot of it does come down to Ginkel not being there, Van Ginkel being there. He was a really, really good edge container, outside linebacker / D end. He was moved around a lot because of the Flores system, and now they brought in Dallas Turner, who's our younger player, because Ginkel's out, and they're asking Dallas Turner to do the same thing, who is the worst edge setter in the league. All he can do is rush the QB, and he's got one move. There are so many times where he just gets people just cut out outside of him because he's not holding the edge very well. Our secondary obviously wasn't going to be very good going into this year, and they don't look great, but we're not getting pressure. We can't really stop the run either. So a lot of bad things on the defense. And it looks like Flores' system gets exploited a lot better by teams that have a good running back, because if we can't stop the run, then their quarterback is just allowed to do kind of whatever they want. But yeah, I'm not moving us. I want to see JJ play. And after missing like 6 weeks, he should be 100% healthy at this point. I am still very worried about our offensive line, though. Your turn now, right? Yeah.
What we got? Missing playoff teams. Panthers. Hey, that was one of the best QB performances I think I've ever seen out of Andy Dalton. Good for him. Panthers Twitter loved him. That's all I'm saying. Their running back situation's weird. I don't know what Canales is gonna do with that. I feel like Dowdle is gonna get majority of the touches going forward until he shows he, shouldn't be getting those touches, and we go back to the running back we paid all that money. But it was at home. They were perfect at home. Too bad they played the Bills. I don't think anybody ever saw a world where they were going to win this game with Andy Dalton at QB. I don't think Bryce would have made a difference, but I think the Bills needed to win this game and should win this game. I don't think I'm as high as other people. I don't think this is going to be a fun end to the season. If you look at their schedule, they got the Saints twice, and that's about it.
That's 2 wins.
Yeah,
that's an improvement
I think
on
it's
last
going to be a very, very hard end to the year for the Panthers. I'm going to move them down just one. Maybe Bryce comes back and keeps them rolling, but I don't think it's going to happen. Great defense, though. Derek Brown, amazing. J.C. Horn, amazing.
Amazing. They gave up 40.
Not much you can do there. No, and did you see Andy Dalton? They didn't get a chance. Really bad game run wise, yeah. That was tough. But other than that, outside of the run, they looked good. I mean, the Bills needed that. They needed a game. They needed a get-back game. And they did it without, like you said, Josh Allen even playing that good. It was literally just James Cook and then their defense causing turnovers. So, yeah, I don't expect much out of this Panthers team, though, going forward. Maybe Bryce. I think they really just want to see Bryce improving every week. I think if you ask them, they're not contending. They're not winning a Super Bowl. Let's just see Bryce get better and better and get used to this Canales offense, kind of like Caleb's situation. Falcons.
Yeah, what are you doing with the Falcons?
So that's why Kirk Cousins is getting paid 180 and on the bench, huh? Not a great game out of them. At home, you got Tua Tagovailoa and the Miami Dolphins coming in. And, I don't know. Every time we'd see this game, I swear to God, like Corey would bring it up too. He's like, "Oh, Dolphins have the ball back." I'm like, "What?" Like they just did nothing.
Dude, Kirk is the 3-and-out master. He's the 3-and-out master.
They literally just did nothing. Like, I am genuinely confused. Every time I saw the game, fucking the Dolphins had the ball. It was disgusting. I don't think Penix probably does make a difference, but like, I don't know. Game plan obviously probably changed because it's Cousins and not Penix. But like, yeah, I don't know. That's sad. You just can't be putting up a performance like that against the Dolphins. But I kind of, expected them to be ass. So I don't know why they were getting hyped up. I generally don't know. It's crazy. And now they have back-to-back performances like this.
That defense is just... I think people are just falling in love with the defense. That's my issue, at least. I love that defense.
Yeah, I could see it. But, like, we all know that offense is a huge problem. So if Bijan is not cooking, this offense is not cooking.
Oh, wasn't Drake London out last week, too? Or am I trolling?
Was he?
Okay, he did play. He did play.
Oh, he did? Against the Niners?
Oh, no, he didn't play. He didn't play. Wait.
No, he played. I see him in there. Maybe he got injured mid-game. I'm not sure. But yeah, I'll just have him missing playoff teams. I'm not going to move him down.
No, he didn't play.
The backup start him, but... Oh. I'm literally looking at... Literally the... Look at, he's right there in the picture. Oh, maybe I go back to that.
I can't see it.
Oh, it doesn't show on. What if I do that? Look, he's in the highlight.
Maybe he got injured then. Maybe he got injured
Yeah,
early.
probably got injured mid-game. Yeah, early. But yeah, I'm gonna keep him there. We'll see how it looks going forward. I think they could definitely still make the playoffs, maybe. But they're just another inconsistent team. A lot of inconsistent teams this year. Like we said, this year a lot of parity in this year. Anybody can win any week. They're not really any set winners except for maybe 1, 2, 3. Potential wild cards: Cowboys. Man, the Broncos had their way with them, bro.
Yes, they did.
I really thought they could go into Denver and get it done, but boy, they didn't go in there and get it done. Dak Prescott probably had his worst game of the year.
Yep.
They didn't really get anything going on the running game either. It was all Denver. They scored 24, but it was all Denver. I think everybody was pretty comfortable seeing Denver's clearly going to win this game. Same story. Defense just absolute dog shit. And like you said, if they're not dropping 40, I don't think they're really winning. So I'm going to move them down, but I am a Dak lover, like I always say. But that was sad. I really had faith in them. Jags, bye week, pretty sure, right?
Yep.
And then the week before, they had... Oh, the London game. Yeah, that was...
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
that was bad. That was a bad London game. T-Law looked absolutely terrible, overthrowing everybody. They couldn't really get anything going on the run game. Yeah, that was a tough game to watch. If you're a Jags fan. Sorry, Pete. I'm gonna keep them here still though. I still think they can sneak into the playoffs, but just another inconsistent team, and T-Law needs consistency, and Cohen can bring him that, but he just needs to get more accurate and less drops from his team. Those stats about the drops are just crazy.
Did you see the BTJ stat? Out of like 83 eligible
Probably.
receivers, he has the highest drop rate.
Yeah, I read that
is
one. Yeah.
Crazy.
Chargers, week before, dog shit. This Thursday night, W. Herbert just had a stat padding game. If anybody thinks Herbert had a good game, they're out of their mind. Colts had their way with that game. Got up early, and then Herbert kind of just had to throw their way back in.
Thank God, my goat.
That was a tough week for them. But this past week, they took care of business on Thursday night. They had their way with the Vikings.
Little BTA.
Little BTA. Kamani looks great. Kamani's stepping in, doing his job while Hampton's injured, so that's good for them. Herbert looked good. Defense looks suffocating. That's what you wanted to see. Not gonna move them up. Need to see consistency out of them. But
Yeah, it's been a long time,
I still think they'll be a
Cog.
playoff team come into the year. They get another BTA game with the Titans this week, so. Broncos. I'm still a Broncos hater. Great game out of Bo. Great game out of Troy Franklin. Wish we could maybe throw to Sutton more, but Troy Franklin had a great game. Defense looked great. Only bad thing, Surtain injured.
I didn't see that.
That is Surtain's out like 2-4 weeks.
No way.
Yep. We'll see how that goes.
Jeez.
That is not great. That is the one player you do not want to see going down, actually.
Him and Benito are like your two most important pieces.
Yeah, and I think I saw Zach Allen. Did Zach Allen get injured too? I thought I saw him walk in. No, he's good. Okay, never mind.
Little
I
stinger,
thought I saw him
maybe.
walking off the field gingerly. Zach Allen, big piece for them. So him, Benito, and then that other OSU rusher they got. We'll see. That is definitely a big piece. When do they have their bye? Or are they on bye this week? No, they're not. They have the Texans. Did they already have their bye?
Low key, that's a good team to play against if one of your starting corners is injured.
Yeah. I mean, their pass rush is going to have a day, so
Yeah, exactly.
that'll help them out.
And then they play the Raiders, so they actually have 2 winnable games.
And then the Chiefs.
Okay. I mean, that's 2 winnable games into like.
And then they're on bye,
Yeah, I mean,
right? Yeah.
2-1
That's not
out of this
bad.
stretch is not like that's doable. If you can
And you
go
never know.
2-1.
You never know. Division game. So
True,
at
very
that
true.
third one. But yeah, I'm gonna keep them here. I'm still a hater, but they look good the last 2 weeks. Well, no, sorry, I didn't talk about their week before, the Giants game. That might have been the worst 3 quarters of football I've ever seen. Holy fuck. The fact they came out of that game with a W, insane. Unbelievable. Miracle. They need to play consistent 4 quarters
Oh,
of
that
football.
game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was fucking insane. They should not have won that game, but hey, they prevailed.
Disgusting.
Yeah, that was interesting. But yeah, they'll stay here.
That's just Bo, though.
That yeah, yeah, Bo Nix. Woo! Dog. Good.
Potential wild cards. Ravens, I just moved them up. Already sold on them. The Niners, I unfortunately do think the Niners are too injured to keep here. I think this team is probably the most upsetting in terms of like the injuries they have, where if this team is healthy, I think this team, especially this year, could have made a run for like the Super Bowl like pretty easily. I think CMC has looked phenomenal. I think when Purdy played, Purdy looked really good. They just are injured and they can't keep up with the healthy teams at this point. I don't even see them sneaking into like a wild card because I mean Mac didn't play too well last week. He played pretty poorly, but I think he played well enough the previous weeks that like if Purdy was healthy, I don't think there would have been that much of a difference. I think at this point it's just this team is too injured. So I'm gonna move him down. Baltimore, I mean not Baltimore. Denver, I think you're completely correct. I think this is a big issue with Bo and his I mean it's just consistency again. Like there's so many consistency issues. I think him having the worst 3 quarters of football I've ever seen against the Giants, and then he plays the best 4th quarter I've ever seen. That is just disgusting. Like they won the game, awesome, but you're not going to be competing with these good teams if you're playing 3 quarters of horrible football. Like you can beat the average teams like that, and that I mean they beat Dallas. Bo did play really well, but that is probably one of the worst defenses you're going to play against. Period. Bo needs to look good against that defense. I think this team is a most likely wild card team. I think maybe if like the teams keep blooding against each other, maybe they could sneak in and pass KC, but I think it's very unlikely, especially with Surtain's injury. Yeah, they'll stay in potential wild card. Green Bay,
past KC.
huh?
They're past KC. They're already ahead of KC, big dog.
Okay, stay ahead of KC.
First in the division,
Stay
Denver
ahead
Broncos.
You're disgusting. Green Bay. I think Green Bay is a good enough team to just be kind of guaranteed to make the playoffs. I think Detroit is still a slightly better team. Mostly on the back of I think Jordan Love is a mediocre quarterback. This defense is phenomenal, and then Josh Jacobs is phenomenal. If they can play through those two, like the defense and then Josh Jacobs, this team can stick with the best teams. The problem is when it comes down to it in the playoffs or against one of these good teams late in the 3rd to 4th, I don't trust Jordan Love to get it done. Like on like a 3rd and 7, there's 15 quarterbacks I'm taking over Jordan Love. And then you combine that with their receivers not being that great. I will say Tucker Kraft has taken some massive steps. I think Tucker Kraft is a problem. I think he is a very good tight end. He is probably top 3 in terms of how valuable he is to the offense, because if he's not making catches and getting touchdowns, this team struggles to score outside of Josh Jacobs. And then Jacksonville, I mean, this team is another team that just has consistency issues. I think I'm going to leave them in potential wild cards because I'm really hoping that their offense just starts to stick. I feel like their offense has the potential and the firepower to be a good offense. They just struggle to do it. Their defense is always going to be at least good. I do think they also struggle a little bit with their consistency, but the offense is the big issue with this team. And then for the playoff teams, Buffalo, belt to ass last week, but you need to. I'm not comfortable moving them up because I think they... Actually, what happened in week 7? This was their... them bye this week?
I believe so, yeah.
I think they were on bye. Yeah, so they were on bye
Yeah.
the week before. They smacked the Panthers, which is really good, off of a bye. Playing I mean, I don't think the Panthers are a bad team, but playing this Panthers team with Andy Dalton at QB, I think that's very positive. That's a good win, but I'm not moving them up. Patriots. The Patriots are like the same team as the Colts for me, where they win a lot of their games and they have some good pieces, but they've not really played anyone that spectacular. I still think they're a playoff team, mostly off the back of who's going to be contesting them in this division. I mean, I guess it's like the Bills. I don't know why I said that. Like, the Bills aren't a good team. The Bills will be contesting them, but I think they can pretty easily make, 10 wins, make a wild card pretty easily because their schedule's so easy. Steelers coming back down to earth, kind of looking like garbage. Got somehow snuck by the Bengals team, which was crazy. And then they kind of played close with Green Bay, but I think that Green Bay game was a lot worse than what it was by the score. I think Green Bay had this game into control, and I don't think they were ever going to really lose this game.
Wait, what?
What?
That snuck by the Bengals? They lost.
No, I said maybe I said that, but I meant to say the Bengals snuck by them.
Oh.
Like, it was a close game,
Oh,
and the
okay,
Bengals
okay.
just barely won.
I was
Yeah.
like, wait. Pretty
No,
sure Joe
they
Flacco
definitely
won that
lost,
game.
and that's
Okay.
a bad loss. This Green Bay loss was bad in the fact of, if they're a playoff team like Green Bay is, that was not a close team, or that was not a close game. So I don't think they are, I don't think they're the best team in their division. I think if they played Baltimore right now, Baltimore would beat them. So yeah, I'm moving them down. The Chargers, I'm comfortable with them right there in the playoff tier. Joe Alt is back. You could tell the difference immediately as soon as he got there. The run game opened up. Herbert wasn't getting pressured from his backside. Herbert's already got really good vision, kind of like in front of him. So if Joe Alt's protecting his backside, he's not going to get sacked a ton. And then if you can't stop the run, you're not going to beat this team. Their defense is still, beatable, but they did look really good against us. The Rams. I don't remember the Rams game. Were they on bye this week?
Yeah,
Yeah,
both
they were on bye.
London teams had buys after the game last week.
Okay, yeah. So Rams on bye, and then they smacked the Jags. I think I'm gonna keep them in playoff tier, or playoff team tier. I think they're still a good team. I think I just like the Seattle team more, which makes me keep them underneath them. The phenomenal defense, really good offense. Like, they have the pieces to make a Super Bowl. Not going to be too big of a surprise if they do. And if they do make the Super Bowl, superior coaching, and then just having a bunch of veterans on the offense specifically, I think helps out a lot. I think Devontae and Matt Stafford are great pieces to have. And then I think, what's Puka's injuries looking like? Is he going to be back soon? Yeah, so he's returning next week also.
Yeah.
So
Sorry.
even better for... Yeah, I'm going to move the Rams up. I like that. I'm going to move the Rams up. And then the Colts, exactly the same as the Patriots. It is a good team who is destroying bad teams more effectively than the Patriots are. I can't move them up. I just have to see a good win. Like, I'm not high on the Broncos, so them beating the Broncos is like kind of fine, even though they probably could have lost that game versus the Broncos, and then they lost to the Rams, even though they probably could have beaten the Rams. But I just can't. I'm not sold on this team. I told Bailey that if they win these next two, I'll move them up. They play the Steelers and the Falcons, so the Steelers it's a solid win, and the Falcons is just like, this is a coin flip team. If they win these two, I'll move them up into Super Bowl contenders. And if they win their game after that, which is the Chiefs, I'll be sold on this team as a Super Bowl favorite even. I think they're the AFC favorite if they beat the Chiefs, and it's not close. You're up.
W. Playoff teams. Packers. Bums. Did you see Jordan? Oh, you walked away.
I gotta let Baker out.
Elijah Wilson actually got some split carries over there in Green Bay. I don't know. I didn't watch the game. I can't speak on it too fondly, but looks like Pittsburgh defense just old and ass, I assume. At least that's what I was seeing on Twitter from people complaining about it. Rodgers seemed like he had a good game. Jordan Love had a good game, but I'd love to hear your input on Jordan Love's passing chart from this past week, because oh boy, is it a doozy. This shit's actually hilarious. Yeah, I mean, they're obviously going to be a playoff team, like you said. I think Detroit and them are pretty even. Detroit might have the slight edge, but I think it is pretty even. Not gonna move them up, not gonna move them down. They'll stay. Pittsburgh, sad loss to Cincy on that Thursday night the week before, and then another primetime loss in Pittsburgh. Aaron Rodgers revenge game, ugly ass unis. Sad to see. I'm gonna keep them in playoff team for now.
True, those unis were disgusting. Those unis were disgusting.
Those unis were the ugliest things I've ever seen. I'm actually gonna move them down. I'm gonna move them down to potential wild card. We don't have an AFC North winner this year. I'll say it. Just to, I mean, like you said, Packers a little more. You know, they're the Packers. You know, the Packers are gonna be good. But that Cincy loss was really bad on a Thursday night, and Flacco was 3 days into becoming a Bengal. Like,
I didn't even remember that. That's true.
Yeah, did you see Jordan Love's passing chart?
No, pull it up. Let me see this bad boy.
The saddest thing I've ever seen, bro. Oh, Jordan Love, great game, but like, brother.
Jeez.
Brother. Look at the touchdowns.
That is crazy.
I'm still a Jordan Love hater.
Same.
But no, they're getting wins. They're doing what they need to do. Micah's looking better and better each week, turning those pressures into sacks. So they're doing what they have to do. Seahawks, really good team. It's surprising. I'm getting reminiscence of the Legion of Boom, so to speak.
That's actually not.
Nah.
I don't hate that No, I actually don't hate that comparison.
They are. They did have a. Excuse me. They did have a bye week. Like I said, that Monday night game, they kind of. It was like the score. It was close, the score, but like I didn't, for a second, think that the Texans were gonna win that game. Darnold did his thing. Kenneth Walker got to the 5 to 1 yard line and then gave it to Charbonnet. Hey, bing bang bosh for them.
W.
Good bye week. Get some rest. They got the Commanders on Sunday night. They're gonna kill Jaden. They're gonna kill him. Put him in the hospital probably. I'm gonna keep him here. I don't think I've seen enough yet. That Tampa Bay game was a thriller. But guess who won? Tampa. So I need to see a nice decisive win out of them. Tampa, speak of the Devils, handled business. Pretty ugly divisional game. They did their thing. Defense suffocating. Offense didn't really look too great, but got the job done. Sean Tucker Day. W. They just need to get healthy. They are just another injury-riddled team. 49ers. Yeah, like you said, it might be time to pull the plug.
On what?
On the season. I'm actually not gonna move him down. We'll see what happens when Brock Purdy gets back. Let's just say that. But
that division and with
that
the
division
injuries,
is a toughie.
Like
it might be 3 NFC West teams in the playoffs.
Crazy.
Might be 3. Yeah, I don't know. Mac Jones. The Mac Jones show is over though. We need to get Purdy back. And Patriots. Hey, Will Campbell had his welcome to the NFL game, cause boy, Myles Garrett had that was fresh meat every time. Like it was bad. Myles Garrett had his way wherever he was lining up. Bad game for the O-line. Didn't matter though, but excuse me. Drake did his thing. Did you see his quote on the interception?
No, what'd he say?
Oh man, let me go find this. It was hilarious. Do you know the one I'm talking about? He literally just threw it right to Schlesinger.
Oh yeah. I know the pick, but I don't know the. I don't know.
Let me find it. I gotta read this. He's like, what do you say, bro? It was right here. I just sent it this morning. Ah, dang.
It was a really bad
Uh,
pick. It was very bad.
All right, maybe I can't find it. I'll find it eventually. Got the job done. Like you said, I don't think they really have a great win yet, though, and their schedule doesn't get any harder. So, I think they're guaranteed playoffs, honestly, unless something major happens.
Well, they play the Bills one more
But-
time too, and they beat the Bills already.
Yeah, and splitting with the Bills would be, hey, all you could ask for. So, yeah, I think they're gonna stay here until they get a. Where would even a good win come from? That is the real question.
I mean,
what do the
They
Patriots
2-0 the
got?
Bills.
That yeah, that's probably all it is. Falcons, Bucks. They play the Bucks in 2 weeks. In
That's a
Tampa,
good game.
not even in that. That'll be yeah. That's another good. And the Ravens.
That's a
They
good
they
prove-it
got
game.
some good games. They got some good games. Ravens with Lamar, Bucks. We'll see what Falcons team we get this week.
Hey,
Yeah,
flip a
that'll be
coin.
interesting. But I think they're playoffs regardless.
It would actually be a
10-win
Falcons
team for
thing
sure.
to win against the Patriots next week.
Yeah, beat the Patriots. Yeah, they're staying here. Lions. Lions had bye week, no? Or am I absolutely tripping?
Yes, they did.
Okay.
And then 2 weeks ago, they beat the Bucks on Monday night.
Yes. Baker looked. I didn't even say that. Yeah, Bucks. 2 weeks ago, Monday night. I mean, even this week, no, too. I remember bringing it up a lot in the call. Baker's just having some throwing issues. A lot of overthrows. That Monday night game was bad. It was actually so bad. Like, he was just skyrocketing balls over people. Not what you like to see. I think Baker knows he's been bad. Lucky to come out 1-1 from the past 2 weeks from how he's been playing. So hopefully we can see better Baker. Mahomes is probably gonna win another fucking MVP. He needs to play better though. That is a huge thing. And then Lions bye week, they'll be fine. They'll be up there. Am I going into Super Bowl contenders? me?
Yeah.
Bills, 0-2 bye week into the Panthers. What more could you ask for? Good to see them bounce back. Not really much to say. Defense played a good game. It was Andy Dalton. Josh Allen got 2 tush pushes. Congrats. Fucked me. Yeah. Need to see them get back to the Bills we're used to. Eagles belt pass to the Giants. Not really much else. Jalen bum breaking rules and shit. Should have fumbled on that tush push.
That was a crazy call.
Literally did nothing. Saquon Barkley though, hey,
Is he back?
we're back. What was it? Ripped like a 70 yard, I think, first
Yeah.
quarter.
Yeah. I think it might have been
Re-
good 80.
really good. Even Tank. Holy shit! I didn't think Tank ran for 9,104. Holy shit! I didn't know Tank had it like that. I know Saquon had a lot, but Jesus. Yeah, Giants just couldn't stop the run. That's not great. Still like the Giants defense though. Don't take it away from them. Don't blame them. Because Scadaboo got injured. They knew their offense wasn't going to do shit now. Ruined the whole vibe of the team. Yeah, I mean, Jalen Hurts did his thing, I guess. 15, 20, 179, 4 touchdowns. I fucking hate this quarterback, man.
Top 10.
Yeah, sure. Still favorites in the NFC, though, probably. Maybe the Rams or Lions. But you know they're going to be there in the end, so just got to see them get better and better, play calling it better. And, hey, maybe we give the rock to Saquon, even though they didn't even really do too much this game, but just feed Saquon, man. You know the strategy. Colts, like you said, not a great win on their schedule, really, but they are killing everyone. They are killing them, and it's not close. Season end today, I think JT's easily the MVP. JT's having a
Wrong position,
phenomenal
PK.
year. You're not wrong. But yeah, defense looks good, getting healthier. Offense looks good. Line is just playing fucking insane. Did you see a picture of that hole that JT had one run?
Nobody played the Titans.
It was like, and they said, but like, you know, that bet of like, oh, like a human like running behind an alpha, like, you think a regular person like could like go into the NFL and get whatever X amount of yards or this and that. They're like, yeah, this just ended that argument, and it was just the Colts line. Where is it? Oh, it was so good. Colts O-line hole, surely nothing bad pops up, right?
Oh, jeez.
Nothing good here.
I'll believe you.
But yeah, it was insane. So yeah, I mean, I have them. You don't have them in contenders, right? You just have them playoff teams.
For who?
The Colts.
Yeah, I have a playoff team.
I think they're a contender until they either have a bad loss or just show they can't really step up to, like, you know, like you said, the Chiefs, or even if they do somehow drop a game to the Steelers or Falcons, that's not going to be good. And then Rams, belt ass in London, and then bye week. Love to see it. Not Saquon, what the fuck? Stafford played a great game. Devontae didn't really need to do much. Dude had like 20 yards for like 3 touchdowns or something. Absolute demon in the red zone. Literally unguardable. It's kind of stupid. And then defense did what they had to do, even though T-Law was just overthrowing shit, so they didn't have to do much. Let's just say that. But yeah, good thing. And I'll just end. Chiefs are the Chiefs. Yep. Go ahead.
W.
I don't even do my favorites.
Rams already moved up. Seahawks. I am infatuated with the Seahawks team. I think their defense is phenomenal. I love their run game. They have got the speedy, outside runner in Kenneth Walker. Charbonnet's great up the middle. Darnold's looking great. They've got great receivers. I have very few issues with the Seattle team. I think the one, issue I have is that playoffs last year, Darnold looked really bad, and then they just don't have a ton of experience in the playoffs as a team. Like K9 and Charbonnet and JSN haven't done it before. The defense is all really young. Like, this is supposed to be just like let's just learn year, basically, and they've turned it into, we are kind of dominating a lot of teams. So, in the playoffs, this team can play. I mean, in the regular season, this team can play with any team. I just don't know if they're like actual favorites, just because I worry about their experience. Eagles. You said it. Saquon needs to touch the ball. Apparently, Saquon did get injured. He did injure his, I think it was his quad or his groin or something. But I didn't see anything about like it being a long-term injury, but I know those can always be a lingering problem. So kind of eyes on that, but I think this team to be a Super Bowl contender, they need Saquon healthy. So I think as long as Saquon's healthy, this team can compete. Their defense looks a lot better with Jalen Carter out there, Quinyon Mitchell. There's a bunch of pieces that, if they're all healthy, this Eagles team is a lot different. I'm not moving them up, though. They're still a contender. And then lastly, the Lions team. I'm switching them and the Bucks in terms of my Super Bowl favorite. They played against each other, and the Lions beat them. And it wasn't like it was a close game. And I think part of it comes down to this Bucks team is pretty injured still. Like, I could definitely be like, okay, that hole is crazy. What? Bro,
Yeah,
that's basically the entire line. Like, the center's lining up
This
there,
is
right
between
guard.
the ashes, bro.
That looks like the 2 tackles are on the outside. That is crazy.
It looks like he's doing a 40-yard dash. Just open grass.
That is insane. They triple team Jeffrey Simmons. I guess it makes sense. But yeah, the Bucks team is just injured. Point blank. Injuries are something you have to kind of manage and make it through. They're managing just fine right now, but until they get healthy, I can't have them as the favorite. Especially when this Lions offense looks so good. I still think this Lions defense is susceptible, but holding the Bucks offense to 9, granted, again, this was, I'm pretty sure, Egbuka, Godwin, and Evans.
Egbuka played. Egbuka played.
I thought he only played.
He played.
Did he? You're positive?
Yep. Mm-hmm. And I forgot to mention, the Lions were injured. Lions had no secondary that game. Branch was suspended for that one game.
Oh, yeah.
And then I believe their top 2 corners were out. So I thought Baker was going to cook, and then he just put up a stinker. So, yeah.
Yeah, so Egbuka played, but Godwin and Mike Evans didn't. But, yeah, Baker did not play well in that game. I think there is a big difference between Bucky and Rachaad White also. Rachaad White's a great, receiving back, but he's not great when you're just giving him the ball and having him kind of make plays up the middle. And I think Bucky's vision is just a lot better. I was a little low on Bucky coming into the year, but I've gotten proved. I've gotten proven wrong. Mike Evans got injured that game? I thought I just looked. Mike, he didn't record a single stat before he got injured.
Nope, it was on a deep ball. I remember.
Oh,
It was just a go route, and then he landed on his like or shoulder, and then whatever, and broken clavicle or whatever the fuck it is. Yep.
So yeah. And then the Chiefs. Yeah, Chiefs are the Chiefs. They're gonna be favorites. I think that Colts game with the Chiefs, I think, will be telling of a lot. But yeah, that's what it looks like for both of us. I don't think anything really sticks out that we disagree on too much, other than Baltimore.
I mean, Baltimore will definitely move up, but we just gotta see consistency from that defense. We know who
They're
Lamar
healthy
is,
now.
know.
Roquan's back
and they had one good game against the Bears.
against a good offense.
So we'll see. Not wrong, but we'll have to see.